Hi friends and welcome back. Today we are here to watch season 5 episode 2 of Buffy. It's called Real Me and I'm excited to see how this episode is going to potentially continue the previous one. And I'm not sure if it will, but it does feel like they left us in a little bit of a cliffhanger. But I'm not sure how much I trust the Buffy writers at this point. I was fairly convinced that 501 could potentially start from the moment where we stopped in Restless. Like, the ending felt like there was a whole conversation to happen there. But we never got to see that, like, the whole conversation about the cheese man and stuff like that. So right now, it could make sense if we started right where we left off with, like, Joyce and Buffy and her sister. I still don't trust this. This entire, like, story. I don't know what's happening. But I just mean that, like, it could make sense for us to start there, or they could really just like be fooling me and just not bring that up for like, I don't know, an entire season or something. Like, I don't know. It's all feeling like very dreamy. I think just because of Restless, I feel like everything that's happening is just like a dream, and I'm like, I don't know what I can trust. I don't know what's real. As always, got some trust issues coming out because I don't trust anything that's happening. Yeah, the name of the episode is called Real Me. And to be honest, I hate to bring it up, but I have to. It reminds me of Faith. I don't know. I think it's because of her episode being called Who Are You? And so now I see Real Me, and I'm like, if we're talking about identity, it makes me feel like we're talking about Faith. Because I did say that I thought this episode title had something to do with Buffy understanding this side of the Slayer, just like she told Giles she wanted to understand. And I thought that maybe this episode is where we're going to have the first discovery that Giles is going to uncover. Like, personally, I thought it was going to take him longer to come up with, like, something that we can actually sort of, like, use and get to learn about the Slayers. But this episode title just feels like Buffy is, like, just going through, like, an internal process of getting to know herself. And I feel like that would make sense if she finds out something about Slayers in general. And if we're talking about Slayers in general, feel like we're automatically talking about Faith a little. So, yeah, maybe we'd get to see Faith. I would very much hope so. I think that's what the episode is going to be about. So at this point, do I even need to watch it? I'm sure I got it, like, all right, and there's no point in even watching. But I'll do it anyways. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this with me. I really appreciate it, and we should just head into it and see how the Buffy writers are going to fool me today.
Within you, there is the core of your being, of what you are. Find it. Breathe into it.
How? Oh god, she's so fucking cool.
Can we go now?
Wait, so it's real? What? I'm still confused. I'm thinking. Give me a second to think, I guess. Wait! Wait! I'm sorry, what? Help me, God, but like, this girl wasn't here in 501's intro. Was she? She was not. Who is she? How did she just show up and she's already in the credits? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So it's real? Buffy actually has a sister? But she's literally, like, her entire personality is being an only child. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Like, neither her nor Joyce seemed, like, shocked. So that's why I thought it was sort of like a dream scenario of, like, it can't be true, because I don't understand.
No one has an older sister who's a Slayer.
So she knows about...
People wouldn't be so crazy about her if they had to live in the same house with her every single day. Everybody cares what she thinks. Just
so this is just
and stuff.
Alternate
Like, that's such a
universe.
crucial job skill in the real world. Killing things with wood? Oh, scary vampires, they die from a splinter.
Who is this girl?
So Buffy, we're just going to the magic shop. No school supplies there.
Yeah, Mom, I'm not going to Hogwarts. Huh. Genius, crack a book sometime.
Look,
Why
I'm
does
sure
she-
Giles doesn't mind dropping you and your sister off at the mall afterward.
Why do you keep saying sister?
Hey, kid.
I'm not a kid.
Why is everybody treating her like they know her?
Perhaps, as I am to act as your watcher again, a modicum of respect might be in order.
Do I have to?
I'm serious, Buffy. There's going to be far less time for the sort of flighty, frivolous...
Hey, there's Willow and Tara.
Oh, I haven't seen my new car.
Willow, hi.
Hey, Donnie. How's my favorite chess partner? Still leading with your knight?
Willow's the awesomest person. She and Willow are both witches. They do spells and stuff, which is so much cooler than slaying.
So I won't be taking drama with you. What?
Oh,
have to,
drama.
you promise.
Like from
I know, but
Restless?
Giles said that it just was the hell with Giles.
I can hear you, Willow.
Drama is just Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. You
Mr. Bogarty? The owner. I come in here a lot.
I love her. Just love her.
I don't have time for this. Just do like I say and wait. Here.
She's so not gonna do that.
That's why I'm a cat. Quiet. See, cats in the cupboard, but they find you there anyway. And it hurts. I know what you are. You don't belong here.
Getting to something?
Impressive square footage.
You're on Dawn duty.
Is Giles gonna buy the shop?
Which begs the question, what kind of an unholy creature fancies cheap, tasteless statuary?
Okay. Hi. First of all, I want to thank everybody for a
Hello.
really successful raid on the magic shop last night.
Oh my god, it was her.
Yes, you deserve it.
Honestly.
Secondly, I'm really psyched about it, and I hope the rest of you guys...
When?
Tonight!
Oh shit.
We kill the Slayer tonight.
What has gotten into you, ma'am? What do you mean you're gonna kill the Slayer?
Who's gonna watch Dawn?
I don't need anyone to watch me.
Yes,
Yeah, she's
you
like
do.
fully grown up. Why would she?
So what you're saying is if I can get an acceptable babysitter here before you leave, I can go patrol.
I can take care of myself.
Xander.
Oh,
Xander?
okay. Not my first choice for babysitter, but okay. Oh, somebody has a crush. I love it.
Dawn Patrol.
Hey? Xander treats everyone like an equal. He doesn't look down on people,
That is so true.
Hello there, little girl.
even when he should.
We are gonna have fun, fun, fun. Look, I've got Monopoly, Clue, and ooh, the game of life.
It's just hard. That outsider feeling?
Oh, Tara.
Tara, you're not an outsider.
Well, yeah. Kinda am. You guys all just have this really tight bond. It's hard to break into that, and I'm not even sure I want to.
Oh my god.
You're completely one of the gang now. Everyone accepts that. You're one of the good guys. Can do something, some kind of Scooby initiation. Oh, maybe we can wear
so
some kind of
cute.
special ring that identifies us as members.
I don't think so. But maybe something like that would be nice for Dawn.
She doesn't get the sacrifices. She's a kid.
And that's what bugs. She gets to be a kid, and she acts like it's the biggest burden in the world. Sometimes I would like to just curl up in Mom's lap and not worry about the fate of the world. I'd like to be the one who's protected, who's waited on.
Shut up!
Dawn, I'm handling this. Shut up, Harmony.
Make
I'm afraid I don't feel like getting into another hair pulling contest with you.
You're the hair puller, you big
The
girl.
slap fest again.
Oh yeah? Come inside and say that. Xander will kick
no!
Oh my god, child. Fuck. You shouldn't have said that.
Buffy is not going to be happy about this.
Harmony. Harmony has minions.
Yeah, that was pretty much my reaction.
We're gonna kill the Slayer.
singing my song now, are you? You should pay me royalties for that one, or at least get your own tune.
I'm not gonna make the same mistakes you did. I've been doing my homework, reading books and stuff.
What, Evil for Dummies?
I was just a kid when I met my first vampire, but somehow I still managed to remember the rules.
You had to. It was your job.
No, it was common sense. But nobody expects even that much from Dawn, do they? No, she has to be protected and coddled from the big bad world. Well, you know what? We are doing nothing but turning her into a little idiot who is going to get us all killed.
Jesus Christ, Buffy.
Hey, don't.
Oh no, there goes the bait. Oh shit, they got the imaginary sister.
Pleasant.
Ow! Bloody hell!
I don't have time for banter, Spike. Where's Harmony's lair?
Haven't seen her in months. How should I know?
Ow!
Where is she?
At least lay off the nose.
Okay.
Harmony, when you tried to be head cheerleader, you were bad. When you tried to chair the homecoming committee, you were really bad. But when you try to be bad, you suck. Buffy, watch out!
Oh shit.
Oh, good shot, Mort. I think you got on the...
You are going to be in so much trouble when we get home.
Yeah, well, I'm telling Mom you slayed in front of me.
Fine. I'll just tell her that you ran out of the house in the middle of the night, that you got Anya hurt, invited a vampire in, got kidnapped.
Everything, go okay?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I got the vamps and we watched some TV. Giles, are you sure about this?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, aside from the fact that most magic shop owners in Sunnydale have the life expectancy of a Spinal Tap drummer, and have you ever run the store before?
I was a librarian for years. This is exactly the same, except people pay for the things they never return. That'll give me focus. Help increase my resources. And
Oh
it'll
my
prevent you
God.
lot from trampling all over my flat at all hours.
What you're doing right now, not moving, good. Keep doing that.
Buffy's gonna be
She
such
still
an
thinks I'm Little
overprotective
Miss
mother.
Nobody. Just her dumb little sister. Boy, is she in for a surprise.
I'm so confused. How is there, like, I feel like usually at this point in the episode, it would be the moment where they sort of like break the spell and everything goes back to reality, because this feels like an alternate reality, right? They're treating this girl as if she was always there. Like, it reminds me of just Jonathan in Superstar. So it feels like it's an alternate, like something affecting the reality and creating this child, but like it hasn't ended. So I guess I don't know. This episode is just, it's really interesting because it feels like they're going down the same route that they did with Jonathan, of something affecting everybody's reality. So it's like there are some aspects of normalcy, you know, just like how Jonathan was telling us how to defeat Adam. Like there were actual progresses to the story, but something was off. And something feels very off this episode for sure. So it's interesting because like, I feel like the things that are happening and progressing, the conversations, they seem real to me. Like, I think Giles actually bought the shop. But other parts of it, I'm like, this can't be real, because how are they bringing in this character and pretending like she's already, like, always been there when, you know, we've never heard of her? So, confusing, because I feel like usually when they do something like this, either it's a two-parter, which it doesn't seem to be because there is no to be continued, or they just like solve it by the end of the episode. So I have to say, I'm curious about the next episode to sort of get a little bit more answers about what's happening. Are we just gonna like go back to normal in the next episode and like forget that we ever saw this girl? Because the ending right now sounded a little bit sketchy. She says that like she's not just anybody, like she's actually somebody. And I feel like we are talking, not so much this episode, but I feel like especially the previous one, we were talking a lot about like the spirit of the first Slayer and those kind of things. So I wonder if like she could be a representation of that or something. Like, I don't know. Buffy's the Slayer, so she can't be a Slayer. And she seemed interested in witchcraft, but like, I don't see how she could like, I feel like you can become a witch. She doesn't have to like be born a witch or something. And the way that she was talking made it seem like she has always been something more. She's never been normal. So I don't know. It just feels like maybe it could connect to the big bad. Like, I don't think she is the big bad because she seems too like gentle and sweet and naive, but like at the same time, I don't know, maybe that could be a good like way to fool us or something. I'm just overall very confused about this new character. She also had her name in the intro, which I don't think they can play around with intros though. I don't know what this means. Does this mean that this character is staying? Okay. But I don't know. I feel like this is not meant to be as confusing as I'm making it out to be, but it's not like they presented us to a character and they're like, oh, hey, suddenly we found out Buffy has a sister. It's like she's always been there. She has a relationship. Like, she already has an established relationship with every character. So that's what's throwing me off about this and making me question my entire existence. But anyways, I'm gonna let that go and actually try and like process some things from the episode. Like, for example, I feel like I want to start by talking about Buffy and especially her relationship with this sister. I feel like Buffy has such an only child personality. Like, it's clearly been shaped by the fact that she does not have siblings. Just like, I feel like everything about her, she's not really used to sharing, you know, just like, she was born as an only child. She was raised as an only child. And I think that her personality very much reflects that. And so right now, seeing this like sort of big sister dynamic kind of threw me off because it was interesting, but I feel like in many ways, and this is going to sound insane, and maybe it's just because this character, I think it was Dawn, right? I think she really reminded me of Tara. I don't know why. I think the actresses might be sort of similar-ish, or they were dressing similar. Like, I don't know what is it about them. But I saw a connection in between her and Tara that I sort of didn't see in between Buffy. So this was a little bit fascinating to me because I feel like I would have bought it if they said that Tara had a sister and it was her. I was going to be like, oh, okay, this makes perfect sense. Because I don't know. I feel like not only did they sort of look alike, but I think they had a real connection. Like when Tara came, you know, outside to her and, you know, they had similar feelings about being outsiders and those kind of things. I just feel like they connected in a really deep level. Like I could see something in between them, which I thought was really interesting. But in regards to Buffy, her connection to her sister is fascinating and so brilliantly written because you can tell that she loves this sister to death, and that's why she is like so concerned and like trying to be a control freak. But at the same time, she's really not the best sister at times because she really does not know how to show her love, which is interesting. And again, I feel like this might be somewhat of a trait of like not having a sister. Like she doesn't know how to treat a sister because she's never had one. Like this is what's weird. Anyways, I can understand all of Buffy's resentments, and I think that's what's like what really got to me in the episode. Because I think that, no offense, Buffy was a little bit of a bitch to her. She was being very harsh and like she didn't know how to cut her some slack. And I understand that it's all coming out of a place of love, but I do think it was still very harsh. In a way, I feel like Buffy in this episode reminded me of the feelings that I had about Joyce in season 1, where it's like, you know that she's coming from a good place of trying to help, you know, in this case the sister, but in Joyce's case her daughter, but not knowing like how to impose herself while like not sounding like a careless bitch who actually doesn't care, if that makes sense. I just feel like she seemed very like apathetic in the way that she was talking about her and talking to her. Like there was not really many demonstrations through words. Actions speak louder than words, yes, so her saving her, of course, but I mean that like through words, she didn't do a great job of telling the sister that she loves her and explaining why she is so concerned. I would have been bothered by this and by the way that Buffy was treating her if we hadn't seen the backstory as to why Buffy was feeling this way. And I thought that was like so damn brilliant. The fact that she is comparing her life to the sister's and she's just jealous that she gets to live a normal life that Buffy didn't. And I think that that is like incredibly sad. It keeps going back to this point that we have started, you know, discussing many, many times since season 1 of Buffy not really wanting to be the Slayer, having her doubts about it, like, but not ever being able to like walk away from it. And I think that that is a feeling that becomes very clear when she sees a sister, seeing somebody who was raised in the same environment as her and with the same sort of opportunities, but have a completely different life, must hit Buffy hard. Because she must be wondering, like, why did it have to be her? Why couldn't it be the sister? She's probably jealous of everything that the sister gets to experience that she didn't. You know, it very much had this idea of, like, robbed childhood, which really got to me, really bummed me out. And I think that, like, that is a feeling, like, regardless of having a sister or not, I do think that this is like a very prevalent part of Buffy's character, is that she does have this idea that she never really had a childhood. Like, she just had to grow up, she had to face things because there was no other way. So it's like a really deep and sad thing to be talking about, but it just makes me love Buffy so much. Like, this episode could have really made me resent Buffy a little, but it actually made my love for her grow so much more, because her speech, her words this episode really, really got to me, and I really felt for her. And I think it all came from such a real, genuine place. So I think the writing was like amazing. And this style of this episode was also interesting with like the voiceovers. Okay, well, that's a style. That's interesting. I like, because it gave us an insight into this girl's brain. I mean, granted, we have just met her, so it's like, I want to say confusing, and so being able to actually hear her thoughts and see how she sees people is really interesting. I loved her crush on Xander, might have been one of my favorite parts of the episode. I just thought it was so hilarious and just so damn cute. And see, the way that she dealt with like the crush, for example, I see Tara doing the exact same thing. Like, I don't know, there's something about them. I felt a connection there, and I can't explain it, but I did. And also about Tara, I feel the need to talk about this whole idea of being included or not, because her talk with Willow was actually really sad, but I love how much Willow wanted her to feel included, and how she was already trying to come up with solutions to try and make Tara feel like she is a part of the group. And I love that, and I think that, like, while I do think it's adorable, I also think Tara was so right in the sense that they are a tight-knit group that nobody can really get into. So I think it's like two things, you know. There's still like the core four, which are like Buffy, Willow, Giles, and like Xander. And I feel like it's hard to break into that group. I feel like maybe even more the trio, the Buffy, Xander, Willow trio, which has been formed since episode 1. But I do think that characters like Riley and Tara and Anya, they have joined the group. They have fully joined them, but they're never going to be able to have the same relationship to the group as the core four, because that's just, they haven't been there from the start. They haven't seen all of it develop. Like, it's a different connection and a different friendship. And I like that Willow was trying to show her that, like, no, you are just as much of a group, like, part of the group as we are. But I like that Tara sort of knows her place and understands that, like, of course she's a part of the group, but she's never going to be the same, like, level part of the group as the rest. So it was interesting because it was heartwarming. You know, it gave me an amazing scene that I literally cannot cope with these two individuals interacting with each other. It is much too much for my brain to process. But it gave us such a sweet scene in between that, and it gave us a sort of acknowledgement about this group and like how hard it is to get into them. I also want to talk about Giles, because like I said, I do think that the whole like buying the shop thing seems pretty legit, even if not everything in this episode is probably real. I don't know if I want to lean into excitement or concern, because my gut instinct is to be excited for him because yay, Giles, like you did it, you got a life. That's my man. Like, I knew you could do it, I knew you could find something, and I did not think it was going to be the magic shop. So part of me is like so excited for that, because this is what I've been begging for him for like a whole like season, like ever since he got fired sort of. But at the same time, you know, what Buffy was saying about all of the shop owners dying and like, I don't like that, because I need Giles to stay. I already went through like a mini sort of spiral in the previous episode, thinking that maybe he was actually going to leave for a few episodes, and that did not bring up good feelings. So we definitely can't have Giles like die. So I'm scared, because obviously there's something about this shop. and the owners sort of dying like they were talking about. And I don't want Giles to fall into that pattern. So this part really scares me, but I'm going to like politely like put it away in a box in my head and forget that it happens and just be able to enjoy. Because I think Giles is probably going to be fine, but I don't like that they're putting this seed of concern in my head, which is also probably going to be pretty damn great for Willow and Tara, because they're probably just going to be able to go in and get whatever they want, and maybe they'll even start working at the shop. This is going to be a really interesting sort of turn of events to see how all of this goes. Well, I guess now I want to talk a little bit about Harmony. It's always such a pleasure to see her, because what a funny little girl. I love her. I am sort of cheering against Harmony, because obviously I don't want her to actually kill Buffy, but it's not a character that I'm rooting against. So I like that they're able to create such compelling villains, you know, in regards to like Spike too, where you're not necessarily cheering against them. Like, you want them to win in their own ways. So it was really, really fun to see her. I think Harmony has changed a lot since season 4. I feel like they just presented us to a whole new side of Harmony, not just having her little minions, which, by the way, if Cordelia was a vampire, that is exactly how she would do it. She would get 1 billion minions and that's it, just saying. But also her sudden desire to kill Buffy. Like, where did that come from? How is it that like every sudden like villain person thing just decides that they want to kill Buffy? Like, what is it about her that makes her so killable? Like, she is just a child. Can we not kill Buffandra? Like, I don't understand why everybody wants to kill her, and I thought Harmony was a little bit random for wanting to do it, but at the same time, I feel like literally every single other character we have met on the show, except for like the people who are in our team, have been actively trying to kill Buffy. So I'm just like, okay, well, I guess this adds up. So it was interesting to see Harmony with a sort of like a purpose. It was cool to see how determined she was to stick to a plan, because Harmony to me always felt like more of a, I feel like she was always more with the popular kids, so I feel like I see her as a little bit more like impulsive than like a planner, but this episode was sort of trying to show us the other way around. So Harmony was a really interesting character. I like that she was able to escape, because this makes me think that just like Dracula, maybe she is coming back. I thought it was interesting that we were talking about Dracula in this episode, so it was also a nod to the fact that the previous episode was real, and it makes this episode feel more real. But at the same time, I still have my questions about how the fuck is this episode real with the sister. I really thought Restless was going to be the end of my confusion, but I think I am starting to sense that it is just the beginning, isn't it? What is the quote from the end of the episode? You think you know what's coming, you don't. It's just the beginning. Yeah, it's the beginning of the confusion. I don't know what's coming, because I really thought things were going to start making more sense, and I don't think it has. I'm feeling like a real dum-dum this season, and that's not a good look for me. I don't need much to make me sound dumb, so. And talking about Restless, I also have been getting like a few, I feel, Restless references here and there. Like Willow taking theater. Girl, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. And the fact that Buffy sort of abandoned her in theater class, so now she's alone in theater. Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it means, but I do feel like they're starting to already make some hints towards that episode, which we have not talked about at all. I feel like we were gonna somewhat talk about their dreams and stuff like that, and we have discussed it a little in the sense of Buffy finally making this decision to find out like what the Slayer thing is. But I think it's interesting that we never actually got to see them, other than in the episode itself, sit down and talk about who's the cheese man. Why is cheese in our dreams? Like, you know, just actually talk about it. Something like very small, but actually I really enjoyed in this episode was that I think they have finally sort of proven to me that Anya is really into the show by making her get hurt. And it feels horrible to say, but I feel like it's true. I feel like this is the perfect proof that Anya is like fully immersed into our group. We love her, we care about her, and I feel like it's a good way to sort of celebrate her being in the intro, is that she got hurt and that we care about her. So congratulations, Anya. I hate that you had to get hurt, but it shows how much we care and love you, so I'm excited about that. I actually loved Buffy and Riley in this episode, and I literally, my feelings about them fluctuate all the time because I like them, but at the same time I feel like ever since Doomed, that was like peak Buffy and Riley for me, and then it sort of has been going ups and downs and phases Depends on how I'm feeling, depends on like how I feel them being connected in certain episodes. And I feel like this episode, they had a really good connection. I like that they were being totally truthful to each other. They were just being honest. They were being loving. So I think Buffy and Riley were actually really adorable this episode. And I sort of thought I had gotten over them just because I was still up in the Bangel and I had, you know, I feel bad, but I did have my concerns about Riley and I thought he was potentially sketchy. And I think that really turned me off for a second. But now that we've actually, you know, he has proven himself so many times that like I fully trust him now. But I just mean that like, I think I maybe getting back on the Buffy and Riley train a little bit more. So we'll see. Like, again, I feel like it's going to depend on the next episode and how connected they feel. Because sometimes it's great in an episode like it is in this one, but then by the next one, it's just not as great. So yeah, this episode has left me my fair share of confusions, but I'm excited to see how all of this is going to play off. Hopefully within the next episode or so, because I am curious for my answers. I'm going to check the name of the next episode. If y'all will join me in that. The Replacement. Okay, so who are we replacing? Thoughts, Domi. I feel like my mind immediately goes to the sister person that we just met. So could it be like who is replacing the sisterly figure in Buffy's life? Who is replacing... Again, I still feel like we are in a very Buffy-centric part of the season, at least. I feel like the replacement is going to have to do with replacing somebody around Buffy's life. It can be a side character, but I feel like it would have to be a replacement in regards to how Buffy relates to them, the relationship with Buffy. I feel like everything is connecting back to Buffy right now. So, who are we replacing? Like, I don't think we replace like Xander or Willow and Giles and stuff, so replacing... I don't think they'd replace Joyce either. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm curious to know what they're gonna replace, because I don't exactly know, as always. Sucking with the predictions is kind of on brand for me, so I guess we're gonna have to watch the next episode. But for now, I'm just gonna go chill. So thank you all so much for watching this with me. I will see you all in the next episode, so stay safe and goodbye.